Get away.
Yes.
Okay, wait a minute. Let me try something. Whoops, I'm gonna hit. Oh, I'm gonna hit record. Now it needs permission from you. Yeah, technology, ain't it great? And nothing's happening on this thing. What does your record button say, Michelle, on your?
As soon as it comes up, I'll let you know.
Oh,
Technology.
Yeah, it's
Hopefully it really turns out.
not good.
I'm live.
Could have been standing in the
Saying
moment.
either pause or stop recording.
So it must be
So
recorded.
must be.
Something's recording.
It's weird, that
Yeah.
it didn't say,
I know.
that it's recording now.
You may have video, I don't know. But it says at the very top, the record file will be converted to MP4 with participants 28 when the meeting ends.
Okay, and your recording is not dependent on the volume on your machine.
No, everything's coming through.
Okay,
Zoom.
sounds good. Oh, you got two. Okay. I think we're finally ready, right?
Yeah.
So welcome. It's the June 13th meeting of the Board of Supervisors of Middle Smithfield. Please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one
nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, is there a motion for the approval of the agenda?
Motion.
Any comments or questions? All in favor? Aye. Is there a motion for the approval of the minutes?
Motion.
Any comments or questions? Did you second?
Second.
Mark seconded. All in favor? Aye. Okay, Pat, can we have a report of executive session?
Sure, the board met briefly immediately before this evening's meeting in executive session to discuss pending litigation and some real estate items. No decisions were made, no votes were taken.
Thank you. Announcements. There is a Valor Golf Tournament this Saturday, right, Mark?
Mm-hmm.
So if you wanted to sign up, just call Todd. The Marshalls Creek Explosion exhibit is up this month. June 26th is the anniversary of the Marshalls Creek explosion, and there is a great exhibit that's up at the Community and Cultural Center. And Holly informs me that we can now destroy the test mode sign on the kiosk because she has gotten the kiosk working. So you can take a look at all the historic articles, artifacts, and photographs from the event and understand what happened. So we're happy about that. There'll be a billboard going up right by Regina Farms mid-month regarding the explosion. And that's all I have for announcements, unless Mark, Mike, you have anything?
No.
We have committee and department reports over on the side table. Oh, okay, yeah, I'll run back to that. We have committee and department reports over on the side. Is there anything that you wanted to call out from your committee and department reports?
No.
Maybe your vacancy.
Well, we'll get into that new business.
Okay. All right, so back to number 5. Is there any public comment on non-agenda items? Anything that's not on the agenda?
If I may,
Yes, Bob.
Robert Coleman from CCP North. About December of last year, myself and another resident notified the zoning officer that there's 2 houses being rented. And after looking online, Monroe County, what is it, search that you do, it identified that they didn't have permits. We identified that the zoning officer, and we tried to get information of what's going on. 6 months later, we don't have the information. I did a right to know, and that was denied. So I'm just asking that somebody check on it for us. We would appreciate it. One is next door to both of us. One is across the street. One of the occupants in one of the homes is living in the basement using the slide out, slider as the main entrance. So we don't know what's going on. Okay, appreciate it.
Do you know anything?
Are they short-term rentals, Mr. Pullman?
Well, in our community, you can't have a short-term
Yeah, I don't
rental,
think so.
leasing for 1 year minimum.
Uh-huh.
And right now, one couple did move out of the house next door, and they were only there 6 months. She's now renting the owner, the same owner for both homes, matter of fact, it's 3145 Pine Valley Way and 3150 Pine Valley Way.
Thank you.
So she's renting again through the ERA or whatever network you have here for homes, and township. Thank you.
Very well. Anyone on Zoom have any comments on non-agenda items? Okay. Michelle, is there any correspondence?
No correspondence.
Okay, and that brings us to the bid opening and possible award of the sale of the golf course and remaining lands. So, the supervisors were talking just before we came out, and it was the remark that it was the end of an era. And that's true. We would not have made it this far without a lot of people. The fact that we now have multiple bids tonight shows that Middle Smithfield Township continues to attract economic development to the area. We couldn't be more delighted about that. It speaks to the dedicated efforts of many in our township and in Monroe County. We're delighted that developers have the confidence in this board and faith in our community and see the same potential that we do. Thriving small businesses, community members coming together to enjoy the amenities of the township. We've always said that this endeavor would take someone with vision and creativity, and we hope that one of these 4 now has that chance to demonstrate that. So we've waited 12 years this day. We can certainly take a few moments to thank people. So please be patient. From the time the new board inherited this course in 2012 until today, it's been a journey. We couldn't be more thankful for the wonderful people we've met along the way who've made many improvements to the course over the years. So we thank the dedicated support staff like Township Secretary Michelle Kluel from the days of pulling together documents for the CBRE deal room that we've had, and our service companies like RKR Hess and our engineers who pulled together facts at the last minute. We thank the golf staff, such as Superintendent Bill Parr. And a shout out to those from the past, like Kevin Dixon, who's moved on, but was our golf pro shop manager for many years, and Todd, who's carried the torch since then. We've had golf consultant Rich Hurley, who provided valuable input for the course. To the dedicated golf committee, thank you. Some of them are here tonight. We thank those from the dedicated golf committee who've moved on, like Don Henry, who was a founding member and was the pro shop manager before Kevin. His wife Barbara, who ran the women's group golf and taught me how to play. So how hard was of a job did she have? To Ray White, who was the chair of the golf committee from inception until he passed away. and his supportive wife Beverly. From the inaugural Ray White Golf Memorial Golf Tournament, we now have the Valor Golf Tournament that returns every year because that was a cause that he supported. So I see members of the golf committee here. John Pinto, thank you. Mike Usenis, thank you. Paul Surrey, thank you. Mike Sweeney was also a member. He was a committee member with his wife Jill. I believe they are on Zoom. They've contributed numerous hours and funds for the betterment of the HOA, the township, and the golf course. And thank you to CCP South HOA and Mike Sweeney, who testified in support of the township's sale of the golf course before Judge Higgins during the Monroe County Court procedure for the approval of the sale. Thank you to the Economic Development Committee for promoting the township and attracting business owners and developers. And thanks to the old-time members of EDC, like Patrice DeMay, who's here today, who's gone on to ESU, who assisted the township in getting the LERTA off the ground. Having the ability to use LERTA for the close to 300 acres of developable land included in the sale, no doubt attracted many parties along with the township's sewer financing program. And how could I not give a shout out to James Breckfield, who's on Zoom today, our economic development manager current, who provided prospects with the information that they needed. And thank you to our outside agencies, to Chris Barrett at the Pocono Mountain Visitors Bureau, who provided tons of information to prospects who are interested in the tourism activity of the area. And to Chuck Leonard and Michelle Bisbang at the Pocono Mountain Economic Development Corporation for fielding questions, to the Monroe County Planning Commission, who fielded questions and provided maps. We were also talking, and the board can chime in, this effort burned through 2 economic development managers, Patrice and James, 2 solicitors over the years, Michael Gall, of King Spry, who first prepared everything and went through the volumes of documents with Michelle and I for the sale of the courts, and saw 3 taxing authorities grant LERTA status to the bulk of those parcels for sale, and to Pat Armstrong, who's with us now, who carried the ball and took us through and shepherded the last few bid processes. So if there's anyone I missed, I apologize, because it truly takes a village to sell a golf course. So Mark and Mike, I don't know if there's anything you have to add.
I would just, again, reiterate, just thanks to everybody. I mean, it's been a long 12, 13 years. We had a lot of help. You know, it wasn't just the supervisors, between staff and committees and residents and numerous other individuals. I wouldn't even try to name them. I probably don't remember half of them. But I think it took us a long time to get here, and I'm glad we're here. And I think it will be a good enterprise for the winning bidder. Working with Middle Smithfield Township, I think we have by far the best support system as a township may go, whether it be economic development, zoning, whatever. I mean, I do a lot of work throughout the country, and I can say that, you know, Middle Smithfield is always at the ready for anybody moving in here or buying anything in here. So I think the winning bidder will find it to be a pleasurable experience. So I would just say thank you to everybody.
Most of all, thank you to our township residents for your patience and faith in us over the years. So we did what we said we would do. Is there anyone on Zoom that has any comment?
Maybe we
All
should
right.
blow out the candles.
So lastly, I'd like to thank bidders for their enthusiastic participation and their continued interest. and especially CBRE and Doug Johnson from CBRE. So we will start with the first bid from Ryan Schmidt. I believe he is on Zoom with us.
Hi there. I can speak on behalf of Ryan. This is Lou Nanny from Minnesota.
I'm
Well-
sorry, too.
Lou?
No, yep, Ryan and I and Joe Kovacs, us three we're together on this, but Ryan submitted the bid.
I see. Okay, so we have. This is Rise Select, yes?
Correct. Yep.
Okay, the high price bid is $1 million. They've submitted the Briar's premium of $100,000 for a total purchase price of $1,100,000. Thank you for your bid.
Thank you for that.
Like trying to get the coffee filters open in the morning, you get aggravated when they get stuck together. All right. So the second bid, a little out of order from your sheets. This is from Zeb Remetta from Opus Partners. What's the part? The high bid price